Hello, this is Confin here. Welcome to the dogfight between two U.S. Air Force pilots, one F-15, one F-16 pilot. That's gonna happen on Twitch very soon. I think it's gonna start in like 1 minute, and I just made it in time. I haven't streamed in a while, but hope you guys are all doing good. I have a very limited setup here at home. There's nothing behind me because I'm moving to a new place. So I'm literally sitting on the floor. So please excuse me if I make any mistake on the live stream. Let me know if the audio is good and everything. Have to read the chat on my phone. Let's see how it's gonna end up. And by the way, the pilot of the F-15 is the father of the pilot of the F-16. So let's see how that's gonna play out. Even if there's gonna be some banter. Although it's the U.S. Air Force, I don't think they will have. By the way, the link for the Twitch live stream also in the description. If you can watch both at the same time, just to give them a view. Like, make them play more Ace Combat, if you know what I mean. Alright, let's check the comments. Hello, lots of people. Hey, 46. Thanks for coming, Belka. Oh, Belka is here, Aurelia is here. Salve. Oh, there they are. Let's watch the US Air Force propaganda.
Questions I can answer.
Oh no, that's Amazon. That's fine. Give me Air Force propaganda. Oh, there you go. Where's the audio? Don't think they have the audio, right? They don't have audio. Come on, guys. It's not just me, right? Let me double check. Oh yeah, nah, they realize there's no sound. Alright, they should be fixing up in a few seconds. Top 10 enemy battles. Yeah, apparently it's gonna be a duel on the Xbox. Since there's no sound, we can put some music, right? Matches with the area there. Oh, they have an Ace Combat poster back there, behind the guy on the right side. Wasn't that from the New Year's thing? The New Year's poster? Yeah, it's just waiting for them to put the sound. Come on, US Air Force, where's your ECCM? At least they're playing experts controls, you see? They are the pros. Alright, they're probably gonna take it down and put it back up with the sound. That's good. We're getting there. Yeah, don't put danger zone, I'm gonna get copyrighted. One second, guys. I think they're still figuring out the thing with the sound. Oh, they got the sound, didn't they? Did they not? I guess not. Is there sound now? No. Okay, Belka, can we stop a little bit? Let the guys play. Yeah. Let's put the music back on. Yeah, just kidding. Obviously, Belka didn't do anything. Hey, Fan, are you eating? I'm not. I have my sandwich ready, but I didn't have time to eat it. Yeah, they took it down. Holmes versus Holmes. They'll see and censor themselves. Harling is part of the clouds now.
This kid got on.
Oh, there you go! Now we have sound.
You're on the main screen, and he was like, "What?" They'll like randomly select people to put up there every once in a while.
There you go.
Yeah, he was like,
It's time.
Kid that's playing some games. We have sound? Are we good?
Good.
We're good?
Alright.
Sometimes you just gotta turn it off and turn it back on. I'm sure you do that in an F-15 all the time, right? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Tested.
Alright, so since we didn't get our first introduction, I'm Staff Sergeant Levi Reynolds. Thank you for watching ACC Plays. We have a lot more viewers this time, and I think it's because of the man to my right. So I'm going to let him give you an introduction and tell you a little bit about his flying history since we were playing Ace Combat. Whenever you want to go.
Hi everybody, I'm Mike Holmes. I came into the Air Force because I wanted to fly the F-15, and I was fortunate to get the chance to do that. I flew the F-15 for about 3,500 hours, and then I've also flown the T-38, which is our advanced trainer as a pilot training instructor, and I fly it now as a target for F-22s on training sorties.
It's just a target.
Today also, his son, Lieutenant Wade Holmes, came all the way down from DC, so I'm sure it was a real long drive.
Not too bad.
And you want to give him a little spiel about your flight history?
Yep, so I'm a first lieutenant in the Air National Guard. I have about 200 hours in the F-16. I'm
Oopsie.
a brand new wingman. And other than that, time in the T-30.
Oh, it's lagging. Sorry.
T-6, and a Cessna. But really excited to get this fight on today.
It's great. We joked about putting you in a Cessna.
Yeah.
But it's not on here.
If there's a Cessna, I can fight him. I have 200 hours of experience in a Cessna.
Battle it out, and I'm going to get off screen, and you guys can ask your questions, and we will try to get them to them as quickly as we can. And good luck, gentlemen.
Alright, by the way, guys, be sure to, if you can watch the two streams at the same time, be sure to do that so you can give them the view.
We both went to OTS. I went to OTS back in 1981. And Wade?
I went to OTS.
There's like 410 people watching there right now.
So you don't have to go to the academy or ROTC to be a pilot in the Air Force. You can come in after you finish college and make your way to OTS.
So when you were growing up, did you have any other options that you wanted to do other than be a fighter pilot?
It was always kind of what I really wanted to do, but I wasn't sure. You know, it's such a long road to get there. But obviously, seeing my dad, seeing someone I'm really close to, accomplish that and love it as much as he did, made it a top option for me. My eyes weren't very good going through high school, so I needed to get laser eye surgery and go through some medical waivers and stuff, but it all worked out. I'm really lucky to live in the age of LASIK and all that, so it's made the dream come true for me.
And I had to get a vision waiver too when I came in, so that's something else we kind of have in common.
Oof. He got hit by his son. His son took advantage of him when he was talking.
4,000 hours. What are some changes that you've seen from when you first started flying to what's in the aircraft today?
Well, I flew that F-15 for a long time, but we got a lot better weapons the longer I kept flying it. So we started off with a semi-active radar where you had to stay locked to an enemy airplane with your radar to make them.
They can't PSM because none of the F-15 and the F-16 can't do
You had to get behind
PSM.
somebody.
Too
you had
Russian
a chance
maneuver.
of taking a shot on them, and then we got better and better.
Don't underestimate the Cessna, okay,
allowed
guys?
us to have active missiles in the air.
It's too overpowered. That's why it's not in Ace
Fire
Combat.
missiles from any place. So that was the main difference.
Is that Kono? Holy! I think that's Kono! Watching from Japan. I think, isn't that his Instagram name right now?
I will say that the detail on the jets is actually much better in here. The simulators focus on kind of realism of employment and control response and all that stuff,
I
but
think Kono is watching. Holy
It does look
damn!
good. I'm having a really hard time with the controls that aren't like an airplane control. So Wade is he's taking it easy on me right now.
Kono is here, guys. He's watching on Twitch.
I had one flying tour overseas, if you don't count Afghanistan. Don't hit the ground. I had, we were on Okinawa for 3 years back in the 80s. I did a staff tour in Germany, and then I did a tour in Afghanistan flying the F-15.
When he said Okinawa, on Reddit, it was kind of a big story the other day. All the monkeys got out of the Okinawa Zoo and they were on Kadena Air Base.
I did not hear that. That's an awesome story.
There's a great picture of one sitting.
Holy damn! Senpai is watching. Oh my god! The original stream.
You got a question?
Yeah, I got one I want to ask. It's,
Lord Kono.
body anyway. If so, what's it hard to deal with?
The high G environment, particularly as you get older, yeah, so flying around at 8 or 9 Gs, I think all guys that have flown as long as I have either have some kind of neck or back issue that they're working through, whether it's skeletal or whether it's just a muscle thing. Everybody has something that goes with that. We also have learned in these really long sorties that we're flying in the Middle East that also leads guys to have some physical problems.
Wait, who won? I wasn't watching. Who won?
the high G environment is definitely tough. It's something you get used to when you first start. You know, you start in the T6, doesn't pull a bunch of Gs, then you go to the T38, and then to the F-16 in my case. And you do a lot of training for those G forces, but it's definitely something you have to be careful about and take care of your body. And you want to stay healthy so you can keep flying.
That's true.
It's
Kids, don't overdo on the G-force. Be healthy.
Coaches and some neck and back specialists in the squadron. Some of our squadrons in the Air National Guard now have a dedicated neck and back coach, and they work through exercises to make it better. They do therapy after you fly, and they can kind of rehabilitate you. But more than that, try to build you up so that you can take it better.
Let me see if I can increase the quality here.
By myself, that was flying from Kadena nonstop to Panama City, Florida. Wade, you've done some like 10, haven't you?
I've done a 9.5 hour sortie from Korea to Hawaii.
Holy, that's a long flight.
First setup, guns only.
Guns
It's really
only.
hard when you can't see the guy and you can't turn around and look over your shoulder. Wade, you want to bring missiles into this one?
Sounds good.
So how did you carry water, or how did you drink water when you were thirsty on an airplane?
Hey, that's not too hard. You take a water bottle with you. You can just take like a regular water bottle. We have some that are made to fit in a G-suit pocket. It's getting rid of the water that's the hard part. It's not for that long. You want to drink a lot of water and stay hydrated, but then you have to urinate, to get rid of it. And there are different ways the Air Force has made to be able to do that.
Different ways.
And it's a lot easier to make ways for men to do it than it is to make ways for our women fighter pilots to do it. So that's something we continually.
Alright, they said they're gonna go guns only, so let's see.
What are your favorite airplanes?
Why are you throwing? I thought it was guns only, guys.
Well, I get to see that
Okay.
Raptor out there around, and that's a very
Fine.
cool airplane. It's hard to argue with that. It can do things no other airplane can do, and I get to see it close up when it's rolling around behind me to do them.
I have to say the Raptor as well. I've gotten to see the Raptor demo, and it's pretty spectacular.
So, I think we all know where you got your call sign from, sir. It's just a joke, right?
Yeah, mobile homes, we call that a natural. Anything, that makes sense together like that, just the way your name sounds, we call that a natural.
But, Lieutenant, how did you get your call sign?
So I'm not going to get super specific with it. Long story short, I showed up in my squadron. The DC Air National Guard was deployed to Korea, and I showed up as a brand new wingman out of school there. Didn't really have a lot of experience, and mistakenly talked a big game about.
Oh, it wasn't the only. Okay, I see. So
That
guns
I thought
in
I
the
was
last
okay
one.
at. And then some people took notice. They're gonna see how well I really did it. And I was out in Korea trying to do it, and just completely screwed it up more or less in front of everybody on my first sortie there. And as these things go, got made fun of a lot for it, but that's just part of the job, and I'm very happy with my call sign.
Wade's been around behind me here for quite a while. I've been staying alive with chaff and flares, but I'm out of them now. And so way to go, Wade.
So we have someone who's heading to Air Force pilot training next year. Do you have any advice for them?
Wade, you're the most recent graduate.
Yeah.
Play more Ace Combat.
So you'll kind of hear this advice a lot. It was the advice that I got, but it really worked. It's going to be a ton of work and a lot of fun. You're going to have kind of a fire hose approach to all the information that you get. So phase 1 of pilot training is all academics in the classroom. So you'll go and just sit down, have an instructor, study for tests, just treat it like school, try and make 100 on every test, and just take that part. That's really in your control, and if you got accepted to pilot training, then I'm sure you're a smart guy or girl. So work hard in the academic phase, and then and then
I don't think the U.S. Air Force would like to play with foreign aircraft in their stream.
prepared.
If you know what I'm saying.
It's going to be a grind, but it's all worth it. And good attitude and helping out your classmates will take you about as far as anything. So just make sure you're looking out for your buddies and work hard and be coachable and listen to your instructors and put your best foot forward every day.
And play Ace Combat.
Good advice.
Solid advice. Works for life, too.
What improvements to
Oof.
today's modern aircraft have impressed you the most?
Someone's gonna get in trouble at home.
Pretty much.
I think so.
Yeah. We hit that one. Thanks for paying attention.
I'm just catching up on the comments.
I was talking to them. There's no way. Have you guys ever had the opportunity before this awesome experience to fly together?
No, it's something we've been talking about. We're looking for a way to see if we can do that. We want to make sure it's done safely, and we're not too far apart with him at Andrews and F-16 to me down at Langley and T-38s. So it's something that's possible.
I will say I've taken Dad flying in a Cessna before when I first got my license. I was really excited to take him, and I knew it was going to go well, but I was a little nervous because he's a super accomplished pilot.
The future's now.
My
Yeah.
A game on this flight, and it's like February. We take off out of Maryland, not too far from DC.
And then night's gonna
about
end.
10 minutes into the flight, I'm really focused on making sure it goes well. I look over and Dad is completely asleep.
Yep.
He's just slumped over in the passenger seat, completely asleep. So I guess I must have been doing just fine.
Yeah, it was a cold day. It's about 30 outside. It was warm when we got in there.
Yeah.
He seemed to be doing fine. And
I think that was the best
took a little
compliment he
nap.
could give me.
Yeah, I
It's
took a little
just-
nap.
Did you have that same level of confidence the first time he drove with you in the car?
No.
No,
No,
that
but
was a much different
He
story.
was
I think.
quite a bit older.
Yep.
Or why don't you swap it, so they can see what you're
27,000.
doing too.
Okay.
Whip me.
Do you guys want to
That's
swap
blasphemy.
craft,
I'm
or do you want
No,
to-
we're okay.
Okay.
As
I'll
pilots,
try the
what
Eagle
are
on.
your, as
Ooh.
pilots,
taking the fighter on his own plane.
So this is a good chance.
Oh yeah.
So,
Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, your thoughts on air battle managers?
Yep.
Air battle managers. So those are the people that work either on the ground or in the air to help make sure that pilots have situational awareness of what's going on around them, to help point them in the right direction, and to pass on orders from command and control. So it's a great job. They fly on the E3.
It's a bit
A-class,
unbalanced,
on the E8
especially with
stars, and then they
the
do
total
ground
cost there.
duties as well. Organization called Kingpin over in the CENTCOM area in the Mideast right now is a room full of air battle managers that make sure that we know what's going on and that we're prepared to
Wait, what?
do all the things that are required over there.
Shade!
Field, yep.
Shade! What are you doing, man?
And to be a part of the fight.
Why you do this to me?
Flash yesterday.
Thank you, I appreciate it, but that's so random.
Flew all the way out here to the East Coast.
Okay, Shade. Only one time, okay, please.
And then
Okay, I know what you've done in the past.
38 against
Calm down, man, but thank you. Oh,
In the
Jesus
Viper
Christ.
team, we work with.
The guys are playing on Xbox right now because it's the U.S. Air Force. They have to use American consoles.
It's incredibly important for the way that we fight.
Thank you, Shade.
Fight in air war.
But we just when it's okay. Thank
They
you.
help us keep
Calm down, man. I'm concerned about you. I'm really concerned.
make decisions and it's exactly the same. Keep awareness on where all the good guys and the bad guys are.
It's not a troll.
Really important for the
It has happened before. Shade, just calm down, man.
Maintain your aircraft. What do you say to them?
Oof. Is someone gonna crash this time?
And I know Wade and I both do. One of my old crew chiefs from when I was a squadron commander still lives here in the area, Brian Mason, and we still get together. Nothing happens in the airplane without the guys that take care of it and keep it working.
Oof.
And
Oof.
my
The
message
lower
to
guys,
crew chiefs
lower.
would be thanks.
same. I can't thank them enough for keeping me safe and keeping us able to do the mission.
I kind of wish I had one here to help me right now.
You have another one you're going to lead in?
I'll have it's a soft one. General, would you consider a career in commercial flight after you retire from the military?
For a couple of reasons, probably not. One is the FAA has age limits, and by the time I retire, I'll be pretty close to that. I'm pretty lucky to be an old guy that still gets to fly fighters in the Air Force. The other thing is, I always
Yeah, I don't think the U.S. Air Force is gonna be switching planes
because
because
I like best about flying was the.
I think they're gonna be going for like half hour
More
since
than,
the starting's about like 22
I like
minutes.
flying, on good weather days. It's really cool, and it's still really exciting to be up there in the air. But I really like the fight part, what we call the part between fights on and knock it off. Now Wade is a young man. He's in the Guard. He'll have some options to do that if he chooses to.
Way to go through the ravines. Do it. Troll your father.
I'm keeping all my options open. I'll let them.
Dive. Come on.
I'll let them bid for that.
We're kind of in the realm of it, and I think everybody knows we have a pilot shortage issue ongoing in the Air Force. Is there any particular reason why you think that is happening?
I think there's a lot of reasons in it. Part of it is just how busy we keep all those pilots and the time that they've spent deployed in 15 years of war. Part of it is as they, get more further along in their careers, they have a family, and they're spend a lot of time thinking
Oof,
about what's going to
switched
happen
weapons.
with their family. Will their spouse be able to find work in the places we send them? Will the opportunities for their kids at school be good?
It's kind of hard though because they haven't upgraded or
And then
put any
part of
parts
it
on their
is we allow
planes.
them to focus on the mission of flying and combat and the things they want to focus on, and how much time do they spend doing other things unrelated to it. But I think it's a place that I found meaning and purpose in my life. It's a place that I've really enjoyed being around super people that were.
If I recall, I think it's the F-15C
that were just around.
that's flying
Air
right now.
Force, and I wouldn't trade a minute of it for anything.
We got another one? Okay. LT,
Yes.
what was your decision to go Guard versus trying to go active duty or?
So yeah, I actually originally wanted to go active duty because of just how the timing worked out.
Ace Combat fan. I never played Ace Combat 7 online, and I want to.
They were.
If you want to play, why haven't you played
They
yet?
had basically less money available.
You should play.
for training.
Oh, but that
And
multiplayer is kind of dead now.
spots to ROTC and Academy graduates. So, I could have played the waiting game and kept trying to go active duty, but I got introduced to the
Yeah, 500 people watching now on
folks
the
at my squadron
on their
now in
channel,
Andrews.
the original one.
And I applied there, interviewed, and got hired by them. So for me, it's a dream job. Get to live at home and fly, and the guard is unique.
Oh, that's AE?
You
Okay.
can still fly, but
Oh yeah, because I think he
go
piloted both of them.
for airlines and things like that. And
I think he flew both the Eagle and the Strike Eagle, so
that
I
think ACC.
did he? Okay, no, the
everybody
time is
counts
over.
on to have the guard and the reserve and the active duty all working together.
They have to fly for.
Just flew into the ground while we.
Shade, what are you doing?
This eagle is slow. I can't.
Why,
get
Shade?
behind you the same way.
Yeah, but you're really carrying all those.
Shade, please, I'm concerned about your financial well-being. Seriously,
That's happening during
I'm concerned.
yourself or someone in your class.
Yes.
Who is Ayumu Futkai? Yes, I will blame them, but I'm really concerned about you, man.
The weirdest thing. I can think of some funny things.
Yeah, try that.
I think those work.
That's fine.
I had a classmate. So you have
Ugh.
this just comes to mind.
Yes, I might have to disable the donation, Shade. I'm concerned. How do I do that?
Training. It's an airborne.
I have to figure out how to do that. Stop, okay? Seriously.
super stressful and pretty high pressure. But
Ooh.
you go and you fly with an instructor, and they grade you, and they say, "Hey, you passed," or "Hey, you need to work on these things," and you take it again. And I had a classmate who was brand new in that airplane, and he didn't know how to work the.
I don't think the multiplayer is dead because of the endless missile alerts. That's kind of normal if you play on the harder
and he didn't
difficulties.
know how to work the system, and it was
It's just that there's not much variety. I feel like they haven't added
and
any
he didn't know how
maps.
to work it. And his
Or
instructor was
it's
just
kinda
like, "I'm just
boring.
gonna
I wish
see
they
how
had
this
more
plays out."
modes.
Sat in the back and just like melted back there, and never said a word. And he passed the check ride, did a great job, but I think he had some learning points from there. I think he was like 110 degrees in the cockpit the entire ride because he didn't want to fess up.
Oh.
Yep.
So, sir, you got any strange flying stories?
Right, UFO time.
I'm trying to think of any strange stories. You know, there's funny things that happen all the time, and a lot of them are people, not getting up on the right frequency or talking on the wrong radio. And those things happen all the time. And the T-38 that I fly, you can only use one radio at a time. And you get used to flying an F-15 or an F-16 where you can switch between radios just with your fingers. On the T-38, you have to go up and flick another switch. And so guys are always saying something on the wrong radio and coming up at the wrong time.
Oh, Ayumi Futkai is here in the chat.
I got hit by lightning one time.
Stop incentivizing Shade to do that, please.
No.
Mom's off screen throwing the
One
hard
time.
No,
It was coming through here.
I will not say the word C starts with C.
Descended to avoid some thunderstorms. There were some more thunderstorms coming. I flew into a cloud and lightning hit the nose of my airplane. It skipped in through the windshield and it went down the stick and then went back out through the airplane somewhere. It kind of knocked my
Holy shit! You thought Mission 7 was scary? Think about a lightning passing through your legs.
My wingman got hit by lightning when I was in pilot training down at Shaw on a cross country, and it knocked a little piece of one of the antennas off the airplane. But that doesn't happen very often. That's not something that
Hasn't happened to me yet.
happens a lot. We try not to fly in conditions
So,
where that might happen.
I used to work before I...
Please, Fan, do you have any information on the Cypher skin is getting released?
Fly guy.
The Cypher skin? I don't know right now.
Take off unless...
Oh, get him!
Go.
Almost.
So, how much,
Get him!
How much do you guys think about the rescue community when you're up in the air?
Well, we're all pretty sure we're invincible, so we don't really think about it a lot just because we're up in the air. You think about it in the abstract. It's great to know that there are people that will drop everything if the time comes. And come get you, but in general, you always figure that'll happen to somebody else, you know, and not you. But you know, our chief, General Goldfein, if you ever look at Air Force Times this month, there's a great article about.
I'm not gonna say the word with C.
got
I'm not.
Over Yugoslavia, and the rescue guys came and got him that night. I mean, the same.
I can use synonyms.
In hours.
I can say I have worries.
It's a great story. So.
Yeah, I read that the other night. That's what I was thinking about when you were talking about getting struck by lightning.
Yep.
That's what he said he thought.
He thought it happened to him. Yeah.
We got anything?
Have either of you ever done a carrier landing or takeoff?
You know, our airplanes in the Air Force aren't stressed for the carrier landings. The Navy
You can do that in Ace Combat. Find the F-15 and land on the carrier.
Structure in the airplane, and so they're made for that. And our Air Force airplanes aren't. Good job, Wade. I have been out to a carrier on the carrier onboard delivery airplane, so I got to do one trap and one launch just sitting in the back of one. But we don't do that in the Air Force.
All right, so somebody, Ty, has V1, wants to inform you both that you don't have to use the afterburner the entire time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's there, Ty.
I get to do that in
So
real
why
life,
not?
so I have to worry about fuel in real life.
Yeah, Ty, you're right that I'm flying around too fast, which is why I can't turn,
Yeah,
and that's why
I do.
Wade keeps carving around in behind me and shooting me because I'm going 2,000 miles an hour. So Ty is actually very correct on how you should be thinking about fighting.
Absolutely.
Oh, there you go. Finally a hit.
Go to 2,000 miles an hour in an airplane much, and you can do it here.
Good,
so
Dad. Slow down, just like that.
Why not?
Non-stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, with your 112 missiles that you carry around, right? You're still screening. Is it a good one?
There you go. There you go. We're getting hits with at least with a gun.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the units of speed are in this game.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say the C word.
have no idea what.
Not gonna do it.
The average speed you do get to go up there.
You know, about 600, 650 is about the fastest you'll go, indicated airspeed. If you're in a turn-in fight, you stay right around probably between 300 and 500 miles an hour most of that time, because if you go faster than that, you're going too fast to make a turn. Just like in a car, if you're going really fast, you can't make a sharp turn. In an airplane, you have to think about that too.
Oh, they both played about you guys. We had the question how many more hours you have in game than your dad.
In this game,
Yeah.
I played it about as much as he has. Just played about 20 minutes just to get familiar with it. But
Video games in general, though, you have to remember I played Pong
yeah,
and Tail Gunner.
To be honest, so they're playing on experts control, so
Generations
that's good.
behind.
full disclosure there. I played a lot of video games growing
What
up.
games do you normally play?
I don't play many anymore, but
Because he's in the
I
Air.
played
Who has time for that?
Call of Duty, Halo, a bunch of those shooters. Those were always a lot of fun. Yeah, I kind of played all the popular games growing up.
I'm not gonna say what the C word is. Too much knowledge for you guys.
LP, take it easy on the old man.
I appreciate that. I'm going to feign an injury here in a minute.
Air Combat Command does not teach me to take pity on my adversary.
There you go. The fighter won this time.
Are there any coalition or joint aircraft either of you would like to fly?
You know, I think, I really do think
No, I was one of the answer.
airplanes are awesome, and we probably have the best. If you want to go look at them, the Typhoon, I'm sure, would be a whole lot of fun and a
Come on.
visual fight.
There you go.
I always wanted to fly a Hornet that the Navy flies, because that would be a lot of fun, I think, in a visual fight and a BFM fight. And we both had a chance to fight them some. But that Typhoon is a really good maneuvering airplane, I think.
I'm down. What's the Typhoon?
That's Euro, Germany, and the UK flying.
I know a lot of
There were
guys
some here at
watching-
Langley last year.
They're pretty cool.
A lot of guys watching, they know all these aircraft, but I don't know all these aircraft.
All right, so they're already talking about the European aircraft.
No, we decide.
Yeah,
Oh, they're gonna have to make another.
I got kicked out of the
another
lobby
room.
somehow.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
All right, so I'll fix that. I will apologize for the video, and I'll apologize to you too.
It's a bit lagging. Come on!
We have a different aircraft flying behind you on the promo video we made. To our untrained eye, it looked like an F-15.
Ayuma, why are you doing this? Thank you, but at least it's... I'm not gonna say the C word. I'm not gonna say the C word. I'm not gonna say it. Okay, why is it? It's not. Come on, Belka, please stop! Stop this time. I want this time. I actually wanted to see what the OC is broadcasting. Let me try to refresh, guys. 1 second.
I can't trust anyone.
Oh, more ads, and now you have to watch ads. Oh, helicopter, that's cool.
No more secrets. Why do they want me?
Come on, ad! Go! You go! Can you ask them what's their opinion on the Gripen? They're taking the questions from the stream, so I recommend you putting there. Okay, Twitch, let me get back to my business.
My friends that fly it like it a lot. Sure, it'd be great to go fly one.
One
I have
more.
some really good friends from pilot training who fly the A-10, and they're
A-10.
very happy. So it seems like a lot of fun.
Talk about the Russian planes.
To make the moves you're making in this video game in real life, how would you cope with the G-force?
A solid minute or 5 minutes of afterburner turn.
Yeah. Well, one of Wade's buddies texted him and said, "Remember to do your G-straining maneuver while you're doing this." So you do learn to do things to live with the high G's. Besides having a G suit on that squeezes blood up from your legs up into your upper body and your head, you also learn.
Oh, they're both going F-16 this time.
Your
Okay.
legs and with your torso.
Fly into the tunnel.
To try to keep the blood.
They probably never know
We'd be
about
working hard
the tunnel. That's okay.
if we were really going to do it.
Yep, it's
What we're doing in this airplane instead of sitting here
How
relaxed.
does that G-suit feel when it's doing that? It just sounds so, like, intrusive.
You don't really think about it that much.
Ooh.
Because you're busy doing other things. But it squeezes pretty good. When you check it before you go fly on the ground to make sure it works, and you check it in your G warm-up turn that you do every time you go fly to make sure that your body's good and that the airplane is good. And you're aware of it. It squeezes pretty good, but it's not like it hurts or anything.
Okay, so LT, we got a question specifically for you.
okay.
Well, how would you describe some of the benefits of joining the military for other people in your age group?
What a question. Totally a natural question.
It's been great for me. I mean, obviously I grew up in a military family, so going back to that Air Force family has been really great. But just for everybody, it's a great place to be part of a team, get a good paycheck taken care of, get to go and serve your country and have a lot of fun, get to go overseas, travel, make tons of friends. It's been an awesome opportunity for me, and I think in the Air Force, at least in the pilot community.
Where's the other guy? Did he crash? I think he crashed, didn't he?
A long time, but it's a great life experience.
Okay. We got one. What's your opinion on UFOs?
Big questions that matter.
Lately, there's several people are talking about it a lot online. I've flown, like I said, a whole lot of hours, and I've never seen anything that I couldn't make sense out of. So,
Wow, the father's killing it.
Anything that would lead me to wonder about what's out there.
And so when you're flying, What are your favorite snacks? What's your favorite? Oh, here's the real one. What's your favorite MRE? Everyone's got a favorite.
I'm not sure I have a favorite MRE.
Everyone has a least favorite, though.
I like the chicken fajitas one.
Yeah.
That one's good. And when I'm flying, Snickers bars.
Right now they're playing on Anchorhead Bay. Both of them are with the F-16.
I think Wade has to eat something before he goes to fly. Whenever he goes to fly,
Yeah.
he's got a metabolism like his mom,
I get hungry.
or he gets hungry.
Yeah, I don't fly well when I'm hungry.
So when you land, what beverage of choice do you have waiting on you?
Like a Coke Zero usually. Depends on Friday.
This now became an advertisement for Coke.
Yeah.
So is there any real combat tactics that you can use in this game, where you kind of just gotta fly around and?
Well, it's hard because you're only seeing this little piece of sky. I think if I knew what to do to be able to move the views around a little bit better, you
Yep.
might be
I'm
able
trying to do it here. So
you look behind you to see where the guy is, or look to the side and think about maneuver in relation to somebody. Right now, I'm just staring at the little
Yep.
display on the screen.
Hold triangle
With that, in a real dogfight,
or whatever button is on Xbox.
you're looking around the entire time, and you can actually keep.
Oof, oof, oof. No!
Exactly.
Yay!
Got one now.
I chased him into the ground,
Got
and now
one.
I'm flying into the ground right behind him.
I tried changing the camera on it.
Celebrated too much.
It didn't work. Yep. Case in point.
Is there any special tactics or any challenges that you have when you have to fly at night versus during the day?
What? The C word is not Coke. What are you guys talking about?
Flying at night is in some ways the same, but in some ways a lot different. So it's a lot like flying through a cloud in some ways. So you focus on your flight instruments, and you're always making sure that you know which way is up and where the ground is, so you're staying safe. So the safety piece is a big part of it.
Yeah, when you fly at night,
we have
sometimes it's kind of hard to differentiate the ground from the sky. If you're like in the middle of nowhere, like not over a city, because then it's easy to see. But
and they make a huge difference.
Hey, achievement!
Seeing ground targets, seeing other aircraft, and being able to stay tactical and not just worried about where you are and where the ground is the entire time.
I agree with all that. It's think of it as more like instrument flying. You want to think about where the ground is every second, so you don't get disoriented, and spend a lot more time looking inside the airplane because you don't have.
I'm not gonna say the C word. That's the
depending on
forbidden
how much
word.
light there is, and then you can kind of get a false sense of security with night vision goggles and think you know more about what's going on around you than you do, and so you have to be careful.
Right, I just explained what the C word talk is. I think Ayumi made a bet that if I say the C word, which I'm not gonna say it, Shade's gonna drop 50 more.
It's pretty easy to avoid the missile
as a donation.
game. Is it that easy?
Don't do it,
in real life?
because I'm not gonna say it.
Well, fortunately, I've never had a real one shot at me.
Same.
I've done it in the sim, where we program the sim with missile flyouts, and where you can see the smoke trail and you can do what you're taught to try to avoid them. But yeah, I'm sure it's a lot tougher problem in a real airplane with missiles being shot at you than it is in here.
Yeah, it's something that we train to, but hopefully never have to see.
Yeah.
Yep. At least a missile coming at you.
I
Yeah.
didn't know your full 4,000-hour history, but I was hoping that you were going to say you'd never been shot at.
I've been shot at with guns, not with.
That's fun. Guns.
So we've seen a lot of coverage of drones recently. What's your opinion on the use in air? Basically, the movie Stealth.
I like how it's the U.S. Air Force, and then on the loading screen, it's all Russian planes.
Lab has some projects going on for autonomous air combat, where the computer, flies the airplane, and the way they do it is with artificial intelligence. They learn from a real pilot. You kind of watch and learn, and the computer tries something and sees what works. I mean, there's some things the computer can do and probably do better. than a person can do. Part of it will be, do we have confidence in that? Do we have confidence in the computer and the machine to make a good decision?
We got another game tip. Who was the Saints? A lot of people said it. If you hold Y, what does it do?
Oh.
You can track, visually track. Oh, that's the missile thing, right?
That's pretty cool.
Follow the missile.
Does that keep the camera on?
There you go. Tips from the audience.
Yeah, so this is exactly what I was talking about. In a real airplane, you would keep your focus. You would fight completely in relation.
Just
to
don't crash on the ground again.
So you would have your, basically all your decision making.
Come on, why is this
done
turn
from
this
where
high?
they are, just like this. Even though I keep getting.
Oof, oof. Okay,
So
you got it.
when you get
Let me just put it back
aircraft,
to 720, see if it works better.
You can get this aircraft that you might not want. Do you ever get to change?
If you go, Wade went to pilot training knowing what he was going to fly because he had already joined the guard unit and he'd already been hired
Wow.
in the guard unit.
That's right.
Knowing what he was going to do, so he knew as long as he passed all the qualifications along the way, he was going to go fly the F-16. For guys in the active duty world, then it's a combination of how well you do in pilot training, what your choices are, and what the needs of the Air Force are. So it all works together, and there's not, you can't guarantee you'll get.
Yeah, it all depends, but you can't pick the Russian
to
planes.
do other things. There are some opportunities, but it costs money, to change and train a pilot in a different airplane too, and so
It takes a lot of money.
change kind of within one career field. If you're a C-17 pilot, you might go fly KC-10s or something like that. You have the opportunity now to move into the F-35. A lot of guys are getting to do that. So if you're flying an F-16 or a Strike Eagle or an A-10,
Come on,
you have the
internet,
chance
please.
to go fly the F-35.
Do you ever have any experience working with combat controllers?
I have. In the year that I flew in Afghanistan, all the bombs that I dropped were under the coordination between a ground commander and a JTAC, who was either a combat controller with the special ops unit or a TAC-P out there with a conventional Army unit. And then I was on the range this week at Townsend Range in Georgia with some TAC-Ps from the 15th ASOS and got to watch them control a couple of A-10s, which was...
Oh, they're getting close. Use the high G.
And I'll pile onto that. One of the F-16's missions is close air support as well. So in training, we'll work with ground controllers to, obviously not real combat, but to put bombs on.
Ace Combat Fan, do you think AC-7 is hard on
urban environments.
KB?
Or,
Keyboard. Yeah, I would never play Ace Combat on the keyboard.
Just pulling in your.
I would never do it.
It's really fun.
I'm sure you can.
You got the question.
But a joystick's way
Either
better.
of you ever thrown up in the air?
Yep.
I have.
I have.
It's quite normal.
Sick in pilot training when I was learning. I was sick all through the T-37 part of training, and if I go a couple of months without flying now, I'm
Gonna
sick.
exit.
First couple of times I go back to fly.
What a blow.
Yeah, he exits the zone.
Yeah, on my first flight in the T6 in pilot training, I got sick. And then on the second one,
I don't have a Discord,
also got sick.
Server.
Tried to pretend that I wasn't.
but you
sick.
can join the Ace Combat subreddit. It's pretty good. I'm there.
LT, do you like Chipotle?
I love Chipotle.
Okay.
Great question.
Would you rather never fly again or never eat Chipotle again?
I would rather never eat Chipotle again.
I feel like somebody that knows you is on
That
there.
definitely sounds like someone who knows me. Yep.
Queen 420.
Nope, there we go.
Hey, Quinn.
Was if you eat Chipotle before you fly, is that going to increase your chances of throwing up?
No, I fly better after I eat Chipotle.
All
You
right.
get used to flying, it doesn't matter what you eat. When you're worried about it, you can think about whether you ate something spicy or all that. But once you get used to flying, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you eat.
Oh no.
So, for both of you, what part of the overall pilot culture would you change if you could change anything?
Ooh, pilot culture. Discrimination against Belka, that's what I would choose.
Yeah, I'll start with the things I really like about the Air Force culture that I grew up in, and it's guys are really competitive. Guys are really determined to be good teammates to each other, and they're really motivated to try to be their best.
I bet he's not going to say anything negative.
There's
another Russian plane!
things that go.
Project Ace is just trolling them.
About it. I think we have a long way to go to make it as inclusive as we would like it to be. We talk about the reasons for it all the time, and it's hard to be completely sure, but most of our fighter squadrons, we don't have very many women, and we don't have very many people that don't look like Wade and I. We have African Americans or Asians or even Hispanic are more the exception than the rule in our community. So if I could change anything, it would be to reach out across all the different groups that make up America and to try to encourage people to come, be a part of our flying culture. I think, if you can play these games, you're watching me fly into the ground.
So if I can play game, I can join the Air Force?
If I'm able to do this, and it's a great place to be a part of.
Air Force hire me. I have hundreds of hours in Ace
The
Combat.
thing I would change would be to try to invite more people that don't look like me to come be a part of.
Fight through the cannons.
Because, I'm such a junior pilot in the community.
Oh yes, it's gonna fight. No, lower that nose. Lower that nose.
About the fighter pilot community and the pilot community in general. I'm just happy to be here. I'll put it that way. I'm sure as time goes on, I'll learn more and get my own opinion about that.
With the 5th gen fighters are focusing a lot on stealth, and that seems to be the way technology's going. Do you think that dogfights are going to become obsolete?
If you do everything right in a 5th gen airplane, you hope that you won't end up, in a visual fight against somebody, but things can go wrong, and so you have to
Missile
always
spam
be
of
ready for
flares.
that visual fight.
That's a
You
good
guys have to
deployment
keep
of flares.
practicing it. They have to keep knowing what they're doing at it. And even when I'm out flying my T-38 against Raptors, sometimes I end up surviving and making it to a visual fight with them. So it'll never completely go away. You have to still be able to do it.
Oh yeah, that's what I like seeing. Flying lower.
The Ace Combat, we joked about this a little earlier about how the AWACS guy is really a real jerk to you when you're not good.
On Ace Combat,
Yeah, on Ace Combat. I guess that's a theme throughout the entire series.
Yeah, don't ever do that back again.
Yeah.
Does that anything like that happen in real life, or is it strictly business over the radio with the AWACS?
Guys are pretty professional. I mean, sometimes everybody can get frustrated sometimes, whether it's the pilot or the air weapons controller. And most of the time, it's guys just get real excited sometimes. And so there's always a little bit of a battle trying to, keep yourself and your emotions under control, because you're competing hard and it's high stakes. And so people are really professional, but sometimes guys can get upset.
Yeah, but the AWACS might be slightly upset when you kill the former president, you know? You know what I mean?
Well, this is an easy question. Who would you rather have as your wingman from Top Gun, Iceman or Maverick?
I don't know. I'd probably take Maverick.
I'll take Maverick.
I'll take Maverick. He's not always in the right place, but he's a lot of fun to be around, and
Can't wait to tell my son about this.
On the movie.
most guys are a lot more.
They
like,
can relate.
I don't know. Guys aren't really like either one of those guys. When they're out there, but mostly what you see is guys that are just really working really hard to try to do everything the best they can.
I saw a good supercut of the movie where it basically points out that Maverick's the villain and Iceman's the hero. How do you feel about the potential of opening up pilots, being a pilot to enlisted members?
I think the question is, what problem are you solving to do that? Look, I have no doubt that that the great enlisted members we have in the Air Force can fly an airplane. The question is, what's the issue, and do you need to do that? We don't have a shortage of people that want to come fly with us. We have a pilot shortage not because we don't have people that go through the training. We have a shortage because people leave, and we tried enlisted pilots in World War II because we thought we had a shortage and we needed to go through, and we ended up walking away from it.
Thank you, Mike Japan, too. Really appreciate
we had issues that drove from people doing the same job at vastly different statuses and for vastly different pay, and that's kind of a recipe not made for success. So in the places where we have enlisted pilots, like in our RQ4 community, I think it's really important that we get the ratios right, and we make sure that there's a difference between the jobs that our officer pilots do and our enlisted pilots do, with focusing on supervision and on leadership to make that work. And they make it work fine in the RQ4.
What are some of the most advanced maneuvers you've done in an aircraft?
Not the Cobra.
Well, you learn aerobatics when you're learning how to fly. You learn how to do, go over the top and turn hard and do all those things. But you don't really think about it so much when you're fighting somebody in the airplane. You just think about where that person is, where you need to go, and what you do to get there. So it gives you confidence in it. I don't know, I've done a tail slide in the airplane where you run out of airspeed trying to get higher than somebody, and you go down for a little while until the nose falls down.
In the sun
I
one.
can turn like Wade does in the F-16. I don't know, what do you got, Wade?
Jinx are pretty, not advanced, but they take a lot of work to master, especially in the F-16.
What's a jink?
A jink is a maneuver where if you're defensive against a gun threat from an adversary, you're maneuvering your aircraft out of plane of that gunshot while also trying to create closure problems for the enemy.
And you're looking back over your shoulder
Yep.
instead of out the front of the airplane.
Yep, so you're flying, you're looking backwards, you're not used to, at least when you're learning, you're not used to flying while looking backwards. So you're learning that skill, and then you're also keeping track of this guy behind you, seeing
That's why you hold the triangle button.
on your jink perfectly. And in the F-16, we'll do a big rolling jink with the speed brakes out to try.
I'm quite impressed because it's been 1 hour since they started playing. I think in the article that they wrote before is going to be only half hour.
Then he'll maybe fly past you and you can threaten him. But that's a pretty technical maneuver that it takes time to master for sure.
And usually if you get in a position where you're jinking, you're also down close to the floor of the training area.
Can we ask them to play both of them in the A-10?
Try to do that.
They probably won't do it, but that would be fun.
That
would be meme worthy, and that's what the U.S. Air Force should look for.
Simulate the ground.
Russia planes again!
While you're doing it. So you're looking over your shoulder, you're trying to maneuver in relation to
everything we've been seeing so far is Russian planes in the loading screen. Oh my god.
That's one of the harder things.
Thanks, U.S. Air Force.
Roughly that a cruise ship was mad at you when you got back.
I brought back overg'd airplanes. So in the F-16 that Wade flies, the computer will keep you from overg'ing it most of the time.
Yep.
In the F-15, the pilot listens to tones and you can overg it. So yeah, I had a big, massive overg one time, and we had to take.
I'm gonna suggest on their official stream to do an A10 against A10. Okay, a Typhoon. Okay. Not Russian, but did we run out of Russian planes?
To try to say I'm sorry for the extra work that went with it.
You guys want to do one last match?
Sure.
And we can let you guys have the rest of your Saturday.
They said they're gonna go to the last one.
Plans of joining the Thunderbirds.
Alright, I put a suggestion there in their stream, like, how about an A10 versus A10 as last match just for the memes?
Really, really awesome.
Probably not gonna happen, but
It'd be really cool to do the technical flying that they do on a day-to-day basis and executing that. And, you know, they get to be the face of the Air Force, which is cool. But for now, I'm just really happy.
Oh, no, never mind. I was going to say something.
F-16 and doing the tactical thing.
What's the process?
Hello, U.S. Air Force. Have you heard of our Lord and Savior, Sukhoi?
But you have to be way more experienced than I am now. So kind of like mid-career, at least.
You have to be an experienced fighter pilot,
Yep.
which means you got to have at least 500 hours, and I think that there's an additional hour requirement beyond that. And then you have to want to, so you have to apply.
Okay, good.
And you go out on the road with the Thunderbirds and see what it's like to be with them in their shows. They see what they think of you in that environment, and you see if you want to do that. There's an interview process, so they can narrow it down. And then there's a long training program of about half a year to get the show ready to go out on the road.
We got another question from...
God, no Russia. He's coming. Yes, Russia. God. And we all know Kono likes the Russian plane,
I've
so...
done that simulated, so in never a real aircraft, but I'm in the Washington, D.C. Air National Guard. So
Sukhoi is my religion.
The Capitol Defense Mission. So we scramble if there's a aircraft in D.C. airspace who's not supposed to be there, or it could be someone who's in distress and they need help, and they need to get turned away from D.C. So it's something that I've trained to, and we'll fly with Civil Air Patrol simulating that, but it's not something I've had to do in real life before. What about you, Dad?
I don't think I ever have. I've rejoined on, I trained to do counter drug work for a while one time, where we kind of trained to go intercept civilian airplanes.
Drug work.
Escort wanted.
You know what's a really good plane for drug work? The Super Tucano. That's why the U.S. should buy them.
Got me to end the game.
So,
Turn on the towel.
how similar...
ACF, your Twitch has no video.
Thing. I think we talked a little bit about it, but now that we're at the end of Playtime...
Well, if my Twitch has no video, I can't do anything. People can watch on YouTube.
In some ways, it's similar. The general concepts of...
Hey, Sly.
flight,
Welcome.
and I've got the expert control on, where you turn in, you roll, and then you pull back on the stick to turn.
Yo, just go for today's Combat subreddit. I don't have my own Discord server.
Energy management, like gun work, missile employment, things like that are similar in concept, but in the real airplane, you have a lot of other things going on. Obviously, you're actually in the airplane. You're breathing from your oxygen mask. You have G-forces. You have a lot more complex weapon systems, and it's definitely way more challenging than this. But some of the concepts are similar, is what I'd say.
And you're doing more. You're working your radar, where it works the radar for you here, at least in the mode that we're playing.
I did ask about the A-10. I think this is gonna be the last. They said it's gonna be the last match. I don't think they'll take my suggestion.
You never fight by yourself. In a fighter airplane, you're always part
For
of
Sly.
at least two.
Sly gets bullied about the everything wrong with Ace
So
Combat
There's
7.
a whole lot of teamwork involved, and Wade's a young wingman in a squadron, so his job is to provide that teamwork.
Think why you move Futkai.
Decisions and thinking for the formation.
Yeah, do try the ADF. Balkan technology, Balkan quality.
It's a lot more.
Falcon is actually. I think the Falcon is actually better than the Raven, with the exception of defense.
I think that's the main difference. You can get a good feel
But
for what
pretty
it
much
looks like.
everything is better than
You can get a feel for some of the ideas here, but it's a little different because it's really mostly about teamwork and the things that you do.
Are they not shooting at each other? Are they formation flying?
Here, I think we're gonna
Is this them trying for the Thunderbirds?
formation. I'm going 600.
Alright. Thunderbirds wanna be. Do the Top Gun maneuver. No, don't do it.
You can't see his screen, but I'm looking over to the side and watching him join up with me. There, Wade, we're both flying F-16s now.
Yep.
And there we are together, and that's really a whole lot of what you'll see.
Yep.
Is flying formation with your partner, that mass firepower of 2 guys together, or 4 guys, or gals, or 8, and the teamwork between the different kinds of airplanes and everybody that works together.
They're gonna explode because of the battle
We're
area.
gonna go out the border again.
Hop in here.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, all right. So we're at the end of the stream. Any questions that we didn't answer, we'll do our best to go through and field them as best we can, and maybe we can convince him to come back later. And
I'll try to practice some and know what the buttons do.
or we can play something else. Like I told you, we could play Pong.
No, don't play something.
All video games are good.
Not all. Hashtag not all.
Anything you'd like to say to all our viewers? Do we know how many people are watching right now?
Right now, 339.
339
It
people.
topped out like 550 something like that.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is that good for them?
I suppose-
Then go play more Ace Combat.
We enjoyed having a chance to talk to you a little bit. As the Air Force, we're trying to reach out to people that could find a home in the Air Force. And
I can find a home,
wanted to come see you here.
but I'm not American.
With us, and we hope that you'll consider finding a way to serve your country in some way. And if that interest takes you to the Air Force, then I think it's airforce.com. There's certainly a recruiting place that you can go to on the web.
Hire me, guys. Hundreds of hours of experience in Ace Combat.
Wait.
No, thanks for tuning in, and happy to answer you guys' questions. And everybody have a great Saturday. Thanks.
Thanks, guys. 8-10 on the next one, please,
And
please,
thanks
please.
to the Bateman Library here on Langley and 633rd FSS for helping us get everything together. And we have another Twitch stream coming up on the 2nd at about 1600, so 4 p.m. We'll talk about safety before the 4th of July if you guys want to come back. I don't think we're going to hit the same numbers, though.
Hey, listen, thanks to you guys. Thanks for the ideas that went into getting us up on Twitch. Thanks for working through the engineering of...
And they have an Ace. I just point out that they have an Ace Combat poster behind them.
You could talk to 500 plus people
Living
out
the
there on
dream.
Twitch. Thanks.
It was awesome. All
Thanks,
right.
guys.
Thanks, sir.
Right.
Bye.
Guess that's it. I guess that's it. That was kind of pretty cool. It was obviously very like, you should join the Air Force kind of thing. But it was cool just having them talking and nice footage on the background. Of course, put more people to play that, it gets crazy. It would be funny if they put one squadron. Or like 4 people to play against other 4 people. That would be funny, but just what it is, the first step. And even Kono was watching. Yes, I was able to recognize his username. I think it's the same username that he has on Instagram. That's how I knew it. It was Kono watching on Twitch. It's like 3 a.m. there in Japan right now, so that was interesting. Let me just see. They should totally play the campaign. Yes. Oh. Salve aí, Pedro Henrique. Yeah, 810X, please. Come on, guys. Yeah, it was on Xbox. I think we're gonna end up here. I'm moving to a new place. I got a lot of stuff to pack. That's why my whole my whole setup here was my computer on my chair, and I'm sitting on the floor. I'm not even kidding. But anyway, thank you guys for coming. I think we'll end here because I gotta get myself going. Thanks for coming and checking. Hope you guys had fun, and more stuff to come soon as I figure out my new place, make everything nice, can record some more videos. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. I finally get to eat now. Gotta eat my sandwich. That's what AWACS Longcaster would want. Anyway, see you guys next time. Or not, because my software